the opposite of addiction is sober. So since you're not sober, and now we're going into something, it's not just drinking something that gets you intoxicated. It's not just eating something, it's how you think that intoxicates you. Adam and Eve were told not to eat. So when you have a little conscience, you hide. You kind of hide. Ooh, I'm doing wrong. I'm doing wrong. I don't want everyone to know about it. I don't want him to know. I don't want her to know. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt them. But as it grows in your mind, you don't care who sees you doing what. And what you do wrong, you start characterizing it just as if it was right. Because like the devil, wrong is right to you. And when you're confronted, you rather fight than switch. But when you're about Christ, you don't hide Christ. Just like when you for the devil, you end up not hiding the devil. You end up broadcasting the devil. I'm a cheater. I'm a liar. I disrespect her. I disrespect him. Blow the trumpet, just like people blow it about the Lord. You blowing it for the devil. I'm disrespectful. You don't come out and say you disrespectful. You just do disrespectful things loud. Now let's go back to transforming. So your mind, when you're in the world, your mind has been conformed to the world. But when you meet Christ, it works on you to transform you, to change you. Now let's watch Adam and Eve, the transformed gender and sexuality before they even knew anything about homosexuality and lesbian and this stuff, because I covered a man putting on a dress. I covered a woman acting like a man and lesbian. But what about the man that does not put on a dress? What about Adam and Eve being transformed, being changed, the man's mind being put into the woman's mind, and the woman's mind be put into the man's mind by the power of Satan? God gave man a mind. He gave us as men a mind. He gave you women a mind. But Satan attacked the woman's mind and made the woman think like a man. How many of you women think like a man? I know, don't excuse it. I understand why. But can you recognize that you think like a man? You operate mannish. Do some of you women, let me put it like that for some of you. But can you don't pull yourself out, because I said some, because if you act like a man, if you think like a man, and I understand, because you're living in a world where you've been, first of all, you're born of a man. And some of you don't like men, just like some of the real straight lesbian, because you got bisexual lesbian. The straight lesbians who don't want to deal with no man, I don't like a man. But they still have to deal with a man's world. They still have to deal with the fact they came in the world by a man. Who runs the world? According to Beyonce, women. Who's in control? It's a reason. I shouldn't have said, well, that's a song. I'm not saying anything negative. That's the song. That's what the message is from the song. Who runs this world? So Adam and Eve were transformed. Adam was wearing a dress even when he was naked, even though he didn't know anything about a dress. See, you see the process coming through the years? A naked man who was supposed to be leading a woman, dominating the devil, ends up following the devil by following the woman. The woman who's supposed to be following the man is leading the man. She's led by the devil. The devil told her she would become a god. So what would make her feel more powerful than the fact, look at me. I'm leading this man that was leading me. Changed, transformed. That's why we have to be born again to get our mind back as men, to get your mind back as women, and try to operate in God. And it's going to be a fight, because once you kind of like being conformed to the world, even though you are maybe introduced to being transformed in God, who really wants to let go of that power that Satan said you'll be a God? So when you start liking that money, you start liking that power, you start liking the beauty and the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. Like I said before, sometimes people's handsomeness get them in trouble. Women's beauty get them in trouble, because you are able to attract the world. The world says, I like you, you're handsome. I like you, you're pretty, you're fine. Woo, look at them. Look at your chest. Look at your breasts. Look at your thighs, man. Look at your thighs, woman. And we like that. We get built upon. I like your brain, man. I like your brain, woman. I like how you think, man. I like how you think, woman. We like it, and that's how the devil gets you, vanity. Oh, I like the way, I like the way your food smells. Or I like the way your cologne smells. I like the way your perfume smells. And some of us are a glutton for attention. All of us like it, but some of us are a glutton. And some of us get derailed. We get off because whatever else is going on in our life, Satan is able. He came to Eve and told Eve, you'll be come on, this woman was perfect. You was a woman, man. Adam was perfect, man. Woman, Adam, when Eve was born perfect. You're not born perfect. And Satan got them. Let's come to Jesus. I could go on and on, but this is going to go on and on and on. So I'm going to stop it now. We need to come to Jesus. Remember Job, everybody left him. His wife said, curse God. Your lady may tell you to curse God, but hold on. Your man may tell you to curse God. First Peter chapter 3, verse 1 says, if you have a man that's not as strong in the Lord as you don't curse him. You shouldn't curse if you're a woman of God anyway, but you're supposed to be humble because you're the woman, and pray for him. Read First Peter chapter 3, the first 7 verses. And then before you can understand First Peter chapter 3, women, read First Peter chapter 2. And understand you're following the pattern of Jesus, not the world, not the women of the world, not the women talkers on the talk show. But when that gets to your mind, it seduces you and you become addicted to it. And you like bunk what the Bible says. I want to be like her and her and her and her. Same with men. Bunk what the Bible says. You don't just come out and say bunk. You still say you believe in Jesus while you're going against Jesus. While you're going against Jesus. You say you believe in Jesus, but you're actually going with the world. Because when you stand up for God like Job did, your friends will be with you for a minute if you have any, or so let's say associate. But after a while, if anything goes wrong with you, if it gets tight, they'll walk away. You ain't really no Christian. You not really no believer. And even his woman said, why don't you curse God and die? I wonder if he died. Was it about the insurance? Was it about what was the next man that was waiting for her? She said, curse God. She didn't say believe God. Job's woman said, curse God, which was what Satan told God he would make Job say. And watch how the words got into the woman that was in his life. Curse God and die. Sometimes your woman didn't just come out and say, curse God and die, but by the way she acts, men that are trying to serve the Lord and keep on trying, and those of you that are not, and women too. But you got to do it more humble than a man, because the man is the leader. If you with a man you're not going to let lead you, I don't just tell you to